As the political landscape in the United States shifts under the Trump administration, a significant exodus of researchers and scientists is underway, prompting European leaders to seize the opportunity to attract talent that feels unwelcome in its home country. The recent cuts to research funding and attacks on academic freedom have left many in the scientific community questioning their future in the U.S., leading to a concerted effort in Europe to position itself as a sanctuary for scientific inquiry. At a conference held at the Sorbonne University in Paris, French President Emmanuel Macron delivered a passionate address criticizing the U.S. administration's decision to slash support for research institutions, particularly targeting prestigious universities like Harvard and Columbia. Macron lamented that nobody could imagine a few years ago that one of the great democracies of the world would eliminate research programs on the pretext that the word diversity appeared in its program. He described the recent administrative actions as not only a threat to academic institutions but also as a misguided strategy that could have long-lasting repercussions on America's status as a leader in scientific advancement. In response to this shift, European leaders including Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, announced a significant investment of €500 million, approximately $566 million, aimed at attracting researchers from the United States. This initiative is part of a broader strategy encapsulated in the Horizon Europe program, which boasts a budget of €105 billion dedicated to fostering scientific breakthroughs. Von der Leyen asserted, "What a gigantic miscalculation," referring to the U.S. administration's stance on scientific research, emphasizing the need for an environment where fundamental free and open research is questioned. The sentiment in Europe underscores a growing belief that the Trump administration's policies represent an opportunity for the continent to strengthen its own scientific community. Macron's rallying cry to scientists was clear: "If you love freedom, come help us to remain free." France has initiated its own program to provide substantial funding, up to 50% of the necessary resources, to lure international researchers, particularly those in fields under threat from U.S. policies such as climate science and renewable energy. This commitment was bolstered by Macron's announcement of $113 million specifically earmarked for these efforts. The apprehension surrounding the future of scientific inquiry in the U.S. has reached a critical point, as evidenced by Harvard's lawsuit against the federal government over its $2.2 billion funding freeze. With federal agencies dismantling programs and terminating staff at leading research centers, many scientists have voiced their concerns about the implications for academic freedom. In the United States, once a paradise for researchers, academic freedom is being challenged, remarked Elizabeth Borne, France's education minister, highlighting the erosion of trust in the scientific process. As European universities prepare to welcome displaced researchers, they are also facing their own challenges, including budget constraints and criticisms regarding their commitment to education and research funding. Still, many institutions are actively seeking to capitalize on the potential brain drain from the U.S. For instance, Aix Marseille University has launched the Safe Place for Science program, interviewing hundreds of candidates in a bid to recruit top talent. The implications of this transatlantic shift are profound. While the U.S. risks losing its position as a global leader in research and innovation, Europe is positioning itself as a beacon for scientists looking for an environment that values independence and freedom of inquiry. With ongoing discussions about establishing a scientific refugee status for threatened researchers, the landscape of global scientific collaboration may be poised for significant changes. As these developments unfold, the scientific community will be watching closely to see how the political dynamics in the U.S. evolve and how Europe's strategic initiatives will reshape the future of research and innovation. The long-term impacts of these shifts could redefine not only where scientific inquiry flourishes but also how global collaboration in research is approached in an increasingly polarized world. In a time of significant upheaval for research institutions in the United States, Europe is seizing the opportunity to attract displaced scientists and researchers. As the Trump administration implements drastic cuts to research funding and threatens the status of prominent universities like Harvard and Columbia, European leaders are positioning their continent as a haven for academics seeking a more supportive environment. This strategic pivot comes amid rising concerns over academic freedom and the integrity of scientific inquiry in the U.S. At an event titled Choose Europe for Science held at the Sorbonne University in Paris, French President Emmanuel Macron expressed disbelief at the U.S.'s current trajectory. Nobody could imagine a few years ago that one of the great democracies of the world would eliminate research programs on the pretext that the word diversity appeared in its program, he stated. Macron's remarks underscore the growing sentiment among European leaders that the U.S. is abandoning its historical commitment to academic freedom and scientific advancement. In a bid to lure talent, Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, announced a significant investment of €500 million, approximately $566 million, to enhance Europe's attractiveness to researchers. This initiative is part of a broader context where the EU has committed $105 billion to its Horizon Europe program aimed at fostering groundbreaking scientific advancements including mRNA vaccines and genome sequencing. Von der Leyen did not explicitly name the US but articulated a global climate where fundamental free and open research is questioned, signaling a shift in the landscape of scientific inquiry. The European initiative is seen not only as a response to the current U.S. administration's policies but also as part of a long-term strategy to reinforce Europe's status as an independent power in the scientific arena. Macron urged scientists to consider Europe as a refuge, proclaiming, "If you love freedom, come help us to remain free." His message resonates particularly in light of the Trump administration's actions, which have included freezing federal funding for research and curtailing diversity initiatives at universities. As European institutions ramp up their efforts to attract American researchers, many universities are already implementing programs aimed at this demographic. For instance, France has promised to cover up to 50% of the costs associated with relocating international researchers, particularly those whose work focuses on areas under threat from U.S. policy such as climate science. Aix Marseille University has initiated its Safe Place for Science program, which has garnered considerable interest, signaling an academic exodus from the U.S. The backdrop to this migration is a chilling atmosphere for American scientists. The Trump administration has not only cut jobs and funding at key research agencies but has also imposed restrictions that remove critical terminology from federal grant applications and institutional websites. Harvard's President Alan M. Garber highlighted the concerning trend of administrative overreach, stating that the government is attempting to dictate hiring and academic inquiry. Harvard has even resorted to legal action against the administration to challenge the $2.2 billion federal funding freeze. Meanwhile, the scientific community is grappling with the implications of a significant federal investment announced by the Trump administration, a $500 million grant aimed at developing a broadly protective flu vaccine. This decision has raised eyebrows among experts, many of whom view the approach as outdated and misaligned with contemporary scientific practices. Critics liken the funding decision to placing all bets on a single horse at a race rather than diversifying investments across a range of promising research avenues. As this landscape evolves, the implications for both U.S. and European research ecosystems are profound. If European nations and institutions successfully attract top talent from the U.S., it could lead to a significant shift in the global scientific community's center of gravity. The ongoing developments suggest a competitive new era in research where European institutions may capitalize on their commitment to academic freedom and support for diverse scientific inquiries. Looking ahead, the ongoing reshaping of the research landscape will undoubtedly influence where the best minds choose to work. As Europe positions itself as a welcoming environment for scientists disillusioned by current U.S. policies, the potential for a vibrant scientific renaissance on the continent could emerge. The future of research and innovation may indeed depend on how effectively these nations can foster an atmosphere of freedom and support in the face of competing global challenges. In the ever-evolving landscape of cancer research, the recent American Association for Cancer Research (ACR) annual meeting 2025 emerged as a pivotal event. showcasing groundbreaking advancements and critical discussions among leading experts in the field. Held in Chicago, this year's conference brought together a diverse group of scientists and medical professionals who shared their insights on various aspects of cancer research, from innovative clinical trials to the impact of environmental factors on cancer risk. One of the standout features of the meeting was the emphasis on the importance of basic science in advancing cancer treatments. Dr. John Haymock, chair of the Department of Thoracic/Head and Neck Medical Oncology at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center, highlighted the significant breakthroughs in targeting KRAS mutations, a common driver in non-small cell lung cancer. He remarked, "It really is a testament to the importance of investing in basic science, because it was really decades of investment that set the stage for brilliant researchers to make breakthroughs." This sentiment was echoed throughout the conference, underscoring the necessity of foundational research in paving the way for clinical applications. Amidst discussions of scientific advancements, the conference also addressed the pressing issue of cancer disparities. Dr. Duke Appia from Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center expressed his excitement about the focus on cancer disparities, noting that this year's presentations covered a wide array of cancer types, bringing attention to both well-known and lesser-known cancers. "It's great to see some of these cancers getting the publicity they deserve," he stated, reflecting a growing recognition of the need for equitable cancer care. Environmental factors also took center stage during the discussions. Dr. Mingyang Song, an associate professor at Harvard Th Chan School of Public Health, emphasized the role of dietary and environmental exposures in cancer risk. He pointed out that while certain exposures such as ultra-processed foods and microplastics have been linked to cancer, further research is essential to fully understand their impact. More research is needed to address these emerging exposures and how they may influence our cancer risk, Song stressed, highlighting a crucial area for future investigation. The conference also served as a platform for early-stage investigators, with many graduate students and postdoctoral fellows presenting their findings. Dr. K. Avish Vishwanath, a professor of population sciences at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, expressed optimism about the next generation of researchers. "These are the people who will go on to make extraordinarily significant contributions," he remarked, praising the energy and excitement surrounding their work. As the AACR annual meeting concluded, the collective insights shared by experts painted a hopeful picture for the future of cancer research. The ongoing commitment to basic science, the focus on health disparities, and the exploration of environmental factors are likely to shape the next wave of innovations in cancer treatment and prevention. With the scientific community rallying together, the path forward appears promising as researchers continue to push the boundaries of what is known about cancer and its complexities. Looking ahead, the integration of these findings into clinical practice will be crucial in ensuring that advancements benefit all populations affected by cancer. In a rapidly evolving technological landscape, the call for educational reform in computer science and artificial intelligence (AI) has never been more urgent. Recent developments highlight a growing consensus among industry leaders and governments on the importance of equipping future generations with the skills necessary to thrive in an increasingly digital world. Notably, over 250 CEOs from some of the largest corporations in the United States have united to advocate for the inclusion of computer science and AI education in K-12 curricula, while China has announced plans to enhance its support for AI and tech innovation. On May 5, 2025, a coalition of CEOs, including notable figures from Microsoft, Adobe, American Airlines, and Airbnb, launched the Unlock 8 campaign, spearheaded by Code.org and CS4ALL. This initiative aims to ensure that every student has access to computer science and AI education, which is crucial as these fields continue to dominate the job market. The campaign is backed by compelling research from the University of Maryland, which indicates that a single computer science course can increase a graduate's early career earnings by 8%, a statistic that underscores the economic value of such education. Cameron Wilson, president of Code.org, emphasized the necessity of this initiative, stating, "Computer science and AI unlock a doorway to skills K-12 students need to thrive in an economy that changes by the minute." Despite progress in expanding access to computer science education, 39 states allocated funding for such programs in 2024 compared to just 9 in 2017. Challenges remain. Currently, only 12 states have made computer science a graduation requirement, and a mere 6.4% of high school students enrolled in a computer science course last year. The support from over 250 CEOs reflects a collective recognition that substantial policy changes are needed to integrate these vital skills into the educational framework, ensuring that all students are prepared for a future increasingly defined by AI and technology. Meanwhile, across the globe, China's government has announced plans to bolster its support for AI and science and technology innovation as part of its broader strategy to achieve self-reliance and foster technological breakthroughs. In a document prepared for the National People's Congress, China outlined its commitment to developing industries of the future, which include advancements in biomanufacturing, quantum technology, and 6G technology. The report emphasizes the importance of nurturing young scientists and engineers while promoting an environment that encourages innovation, exploration, and even the acceptance of failure. This initiative represents a significant shift in China's approach to technological development, particularly in the wake of recent global interest in AI advancements by Chinese companies like DeepSeek. In a related effort, SAS, a prominent analytics company, has partnered with a spin-out from North Carolina State University to leverage artificial intelligence in conservation efforts aimed at protecting whales. This collaboration underscores the potential for technology to address pressing environmental challenges, demonstrating the multifaceted applications of AI beyond traditional business contexts. As these developments unfold, the global landscape for education and technology is poised for transformation. The emphasis on computer science and AI education in the U.S. reflects a growing awareness of the need to prepare students for an ever-evolving job market, while China's commitment to fostering innovation signals its intent to lead in the field of technology. Moving forward, the success of these initiatives will hinge on the collaboration between educational institutions, industry leaders, and policymakers, paving the way for a future where technology and education intersect to create opportunities for all. In a significant leap forward for nuclear fusion technology, the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor ITER has announced the completion of its central solenoid, the world's most powerful electromagnet. This monumental achievement, which has been 40 years in the making and involved collaboration among over 30 countries, represents a pivotal step toward demonstrating nuclear fusion's potential as a viable and sustainable energy source. The central solenoid is a massive structure weighing nearly 3,000 tons, and once integrated into the tokamak reactor, it will have the capacity to lift an impressive 112,000 pounds, equivalent to approximately 10 monster trucks or even an aircraft carrier. This colossal magnet will serve as the operational heart of the ITER facility located in southern France, where engineers expect it to generate about 500 megawatts of fusion power from just 50 megawatts of input heating. This remarkable efficiency underscores the promise of fusion energy, which aims to replicate the processes that power the sun. At the core of the ITER's design is the tokamak, a donut-shaped reactor that utilizes pulsed magnetic charges to confine ionized plasma consisting of deuterium and tritium at temperatures exceeding 270 million degrees Fahrenheit. This extreme heat facilitates nuclear fusion, releasing vast amounts of energy that could potentially meet the world's growing energy demands while minimizing carbon emissions. Pietro Barabaschi, the Director General of ITER, likened the magnetic system to a wine bottle. Of course, the wine is maybe more important than the bottle, but you need the bottle in order to put the wine inside, he elaborated, emphasizing the essential role of the central solenoid in achieving successful fusion reactions. Despite the excitement surrounding the central solenoid's completion, the journey to operational plasma production has not been without its hurdles. ITER has faced numerous delays attributed to logistical challenges, shifting geopolitical dynamics, and financial constraints. The timeline for achieving the first plasma is now projected for around 2035, indicating that while progress is being made, substantial work still lies ahead. Barabaski remains optimistic, stating, "This achievement proves that when humanity faces existential challenges like climate change and energy security, we can overcome national differences to advance solutions." However, the advancements in fusion technology are not limited to ITER. Researchers at the University of Surrey in the UK have also made strides in improving the safety and reliability of fusion reactors. Through innovative methods for detecting microscopic defects in welded joints, scientists aim to enhance the structural integrity of reactor components. Their recent study, which focuses on the steel-based heat-resistant alloy P91, reveals that internal stresses can significantly influence material behavior, making it crucial to develop reliable methods for ensuring the longevity and safety of fusion reactors. With global interest in fusion energy intensifying, countries like China are also making significant strides in this field. China's fusion reactor is aiming for a five-fold energy gain by the end of 2027, showcasing a competitive push in the race to harness fusion power. As the world grapples with the pressing issues of climate change and energy security, the continued advancements in nuclear fusion technology may offer a pathway toward a cleaner and more sustainable energy future. While the road ahead is still fraught with challenges, the combined efforts of international collaboration and innovative research suggest that humanity is closer than ever to unlocking the power of the stars. The next decade will be crucial, as the fusion community anticipates not only the assembly of ITER but also the realization of its potential to transform our energy landscape. In a significant advancement for quantum physics and technology, physicists at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology (MIT) have achieved a groundbreaking milestone: the first direct images of individual atoms freely interacting in space. This unprecedented achievement, detailed in the journal Physical Review Letters, allows scientists to visualize quantum phenomena that were previously only theorized. By capturing these images, researchers have opened up new avenues for understanding the intricate behaviors of atoms and their interactions. Using a novel technique termed atom-resolved microscopy, the MIT team led by Professor Martin Zweierlein devised a method to observe clouds of atoms as they move and interact freely. By briefly freezing these atoms with a lattice of light and then illuminating them with finely tuned lasers, the researchers created a snapshot of the atoms' positions before they dissipated. We are able to see single atoms in these interesting clouds of atoms and what they are doing in relation to each other, which is beautiful, Zweierlein explained. The implications of this research are profound, particularly in understanding the behaviors of different types of atoms. For instance, the researchers successfully visualized bosons, which tend to cluster in a quantum state known as a Bose-Einstein condensate, as well as fermions, which were observed pairing up in free space, a phenomenon crucial for superconductivity. This ability to witness such interactions in real time represents a leap forward in both experimental physics and potential applications in quantum computing and materials science. In a parallel development, the New Zealand government has made a significant investment in advanced technology research, allocating $71 million to create a new science platform at the Robinson Research Institute, part of Victoria University of Wellington. Announced by Science, Innovation and Technology Minister Dr. Shane Reddy, this funding aims to bolster the country's high-tech exports and establish New Zealand as a leader in sectors ranging from health to space technologies. Dr. Reddy emphasized the transformative potential of the initiative, stating, "Advanced technology research leads to life-changing innovation." The funding will support research in crucial areas such as superconductors and cryogenics, with the goal of translating scientific discoveries into market-ready technologies. This includes developing portable MRI machines and efficient engines, which could have a profound impact on everyday life and economic growth. The Robinson Research Institute is particularly well positioned for this endeavor given its expertise in superconductivity and magnetics. It aims to foster workforce capability through internships and postgraduate studies, thereby nurturing the next generation of scientists and innovators. OpenStar, New Zealand's only fusion energy startup, welcomed this funding, highlighting how advancements in superconducting technology have already positioned the country as a global leader in fusion energy. Both the MIT research and New Zealand's investment underscore a broader trend of prioritizing advanced technology and quantum research. As the MIT team looks to apply their imaging techniques to explore more complex quantum phenomena, they aim to verify theoretical concepts such as quantum Hall physics, which describes unusual behaviors of electrons in magnetic fields. This is indicative of a growing recognition of the need for robust investment in scientific research to drive innovation and economic development. As these developments unfold, they signal a promising future for both quantum research and high-tech industries. The synergy between academic research and government investment could lead to groundbreaking discoveries and applications that will not only enhance our understanding of the quantum world but also drive economic growth and technological advancement across various sectors. The coming years will likely reveal even more about the potential of these innovations to reshape our technological landscape.